Welcome to Movies Are Real. We are a movie podcast, and we gotta fucking talk about Suicide Squad because that came out in August, and we are a monthly movie podcast. My name is George Cruz.
I'm Ryan Lance.
I am Carrie Lyle.
I'm really coming in here, guys, with a lot of low energy because it feels like 5 years ago that we saw Suicide Squad.
I think it came out like the day after we recorded last.
It did.
Yeah. Which seems to be our schedule, which is always... For being a monthly podcast, we're always a week behind. I mean, like, whatever, but like...
Once I get one person out there complain, one of you out there,
okay,
then maybe I'll get more strict about it.
Okay, sweet.
But yes, we are a monthly movie podcast where we discuss the movies of the month previous, and we talk about the movies that are coming soon as well. So we're going to talk about August, and like I said, Suicide Squad opened that month.
The movie everyone was talking about.
Closed what was a fantastic summer for film. Let's go in.
Let's just
Suicide
dive
Squad.
right into Suicide Squad.
I don't even know.
And why it's the best movie I've seen all summer.
So I think none of us here liked it, right?
No.
On a good day, I'll say it was fine.
Sure, on a good day.
On a good day, I'll say it was fine. Because I can pick out parts of it that, like, I'm like, that was good. I like Will Smith. He's a cool guy.
Yes, that's the whole movie.
I like good classic Will Smith.
If we could make an edit with just Will Smith, I think I'd like it a lot more.
That'd be a good movie.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Suicide Squad, the adaptation of, I would say, the modern run of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it's the modern run.
Because it has Harley Quinn, because Harley wasn't in them there.
Yeah, Harley like leads the new Suicide Squad in that.
Until the new 52
comics,
yeah. And
Carrie's over there like,
So before the movie we saw a trailer, I was really thinking it was going to be good.
Oh, me too. Good director. The first two trailers I thought looked really good.
I like Margot Robbie.
Yeah, she's good.
I like Will Smith.
You love Jared Leto.
Box Office Smith, that's what they call him. I know nothing about 30 Seconds to Mars. Is 30 Seconds to Mars good?
I don't
They got
think
that
so.
one song.
I really do not like that band.
Oh, really?
I like Jared Leto as an actor. He's really good in...
Dallas Buyers Club? What else is he in?
The super sad one. Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, he is in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I know. I always remember, I was like, man, that's a good actor. And then he got killed by Batman in American Psycho. Didn't he get axed in that movie? I forget.
See, my knowledge of Jared Leto's acting career starts at Dallas Buyers Club and ends at Suicide Squad.
Same.
You see, he's been around, and that's just weird to me. But yeah.
So, right, this movie, we have... The big question with Suicide Squad is that it is an ensemble movie, like a very, very large cast of characters
with some really cool comic book characters, I'd say.
Yeah,
you got Katana, you got Killer Croc, you got good old Captain Boomerang, the guy I was looking forward to the most in this movie.
Right. Deadshot's cool.
Deadshot's cool.
He's cool in this too, to be fair.
Yeah, Deadshot's probably the best part of the movie. Right?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Box
I'm
office
asking you guys for like clarification.
I think Will Smith is the best part of this movie. But yeah, so there was a question like, how are they going to even remotely make this gel together? And the response to that is like, well, we're going to kill Slipknot, because there's a character in this movie. First of all, there's a character in this movie called Slipknot. We're going to kill him right off.
George, his power is ropes. He can climb stuff.
He can climb anything.
He can climb anything.
His powers.
They made that statement very clear 5 seconds before he was killed.
Right. Yes. Did they give him a cheesy, fucking stupid anime fucking opening?
No, he didn't even get one of those. He didn't get it. Well, I mean, I know that I went to the bathroom during this movie, and when I came back, Slipknot was no longer there.
You didn't even know Slipknot was in the movie, because as soon as he was in, he came right back out.
Yeah, right. So, pretty much the only characters that are really here to do anything are Will Smith as Deadshot, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Jared Leto is Joker, I guess? He's not even part of the Suicide Squad?
Not really.
He's not even...
He's like in the beginning and then
he's
like
more in it than Slipknot.
Yeah.
And Katana, or whatever her name was, because she's in it for 4 fucking seconds.
That really
made
me mad.
absolutely do nothing with her.
I wanted to know more about her because she seemed the coolest.
She is definitely one of the cooler ones.
And you got Cara Delevingne as Enchantress. Like,
she wasn't even in that movie.
Murdered her acting, any credibility. Just fucking murdered.
I was so upset.
Just murdered.
I love her so much.
You know what makes me really sad? This was like the first like superhero movie to have a female villain that I can think of.
I didn't even know that it was going to be.
And it's sucked. Because all she did was, like, wave her hands around.
Because they made her, like, the most fucking shittiest character
I know.
ever. Like, what are her motivations? I don't know. She's in love with this fucking American dude, I guess.
Yeah, she's in love with Captain Call of Duty.
Whenever she's not fucking, like, Enchantress, she is, like, this helpless fucking... I don't even know what the hell.
She's a terrible archaeologist. She just
Yeah.
broke that thing. Ooh, an artifact crack.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so, right. I'm dancing around this, but really is like, apart from Will Smith and Margot Robbie, none of the characters really are memorable or like...
Like, again, my what I'm most disappointed in is you have a character called Captain Boomerang, a man whose gimmick is boomerangs, and he threw a boomerang
Once.
Once or twice?
I remember he threw one to, like, gauge what was happening in the room, and it was just like, "Foop," and shot it down immediately, and that's the only one I remember.
And he had, like, that GPS one, and then he had one in his little opening sequence that had the flash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I really wanted there to be a scene where like, you have a character whose name is Captain Boomerang, so I feel like you'd have to contrive a situation where the only solution is throwing a boomerang. But yet that never happens.
Well,
He just spends the entire time when they're fighting just getting wasted.
He wasn't one that they focused on a lot, because when there was that part where Enchantress was tricking them and showing them ideal situations, he didn't get one.
I mean, he was
probably
too wasted to really, like, focus on, like, his life goals.
Yes.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, man. So these characters aren't interesting individually, really. And
No.
then, so they're like, oh, well, this is a group movie, you know. I mean, they're probably going to, at some point, come together and realize that they're a good team. And you would imagine that in order for this whole concept to work, you have to have actual fucking character moments and actually writing that, like, pushes it to that climax. In this movie, so it just ends, and they're just best friends and family, I guess. I don't fucking know. Yeah, what was the fireman's name?
El Diablo.
Right. He's a fucking Mexican gangbanger who has fire powers, and they call him El Diablo. Sure, whatever the fucking fuck, man. Whatever. But anyways, he's all like, oh man, no, these are family, whatever the hell. Then he sacrifices himself. And in effect, that's actually kind of cool. I kind of liked it when he turned into a giant fireman.
Yeah. That was,
I can't even remember.
I feel like he was one of the only ones who had any business being there at all, because it's like, he has a superpower, but then it's like, boomerang guy, crocodile guy.
Like, his power eclipses everyone else's power.
Girl with a baseball bat, and then the guy who can shoot. And it's like, these are the ones who can take down anything.
He can shoot really, really well. And also what's weird is, like, you know, in the comic, they send them out, because, like, it doesn't matter if they get killed, and they can kill them. But in the movie, they send them out with like a small platoon of troops too to watch them. So they're doing the killing, and then they have the troops watching them to make sure they don't kill each other.
Babysitters.
And then they have Viola Davis.
Viola Davis, who
was cool.
she's fantastic.
Watching in the background with her iPod, making sure that they're not killing. It's just so weird how, like, they didn't need to send them in because they already have troops to do that work.
But Ryan, those troops aren't edgy enough.
That's true. They don't have tattoos.
Those troops
they
didn't
don't
have
use
hot
swear.
pants.
Ah, jeez, you got me again, Carrie.
Right. So we have this whole thing, right, and they send this team in, and it's like, I thought this movie, I was really excited. Like, I thought it was gonna be a really low key, you know, like, we're gonna go, like, stop this, like, guy who has this thing that, you know, isn't gonna, you know, I don't know, cause a giant fucking rift in the fucking world or some shit. It's gonna be really low-key and small, and we'll really be able to focus on these characters and build this team. Nope! Enchantress comes over and she starts doing a fucking hip dance and summons the fucking, I don't even know, some fucking connection to whatever fucking realm or whatever the hell she's doing. And it's like a cataclysmic event bigger than Batman vs. Superman, I guess. And Batman and Superman never show up.
Superman is dead.
Oh, right.
But then again, the Flash and Aquaman and
Cyborg is,
else.
I don't fucking know.
Green Lantern's probably in space doing something. I don't
fucking know.
Because they established that these characters exist, but yet a giant beam of space.
No one's here.
And who do we got?
Turning into weird fucking Resident Evil 6 monster zombie things.
Ah, jeez. And like, and looking at this again, it's like the Joker really is in this movie for no reason.
Fuck. There's so many things to talk about.
He has no, like,
because he's
plot
a Joker.
significance. He doesn't like. I thought he would be the villain of the movie.
Yeah, that's how they
marketed it too. Yeah, but really, he's just like a background character, and that's not how the Joker is like ever been portrayed. And
Ryan, I wouldn't want any more of this Joker. To be
like honestly, like
people he was barely in the movie.
I agree.
Good.
Yeah,
I understand that people don't like this interpretation. That's fine, but I feel like. There wasn't any. He didn't do anything for me to justify, like, oh, this was a shitty interpretation because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I get you. That's fair.
Yeah.
Like all he did was like slap some guy on the shoulders, like I'm going to show you my toys.
And then he tried to get Common to have sex with Harley while he watched.
Yeah,
that wasn't Common, was it?
Oh, was it? I don't know.
No, Common was in the movie. I don't know.
No, he was not in that
Common.
movie.
George, let me just look up Common.
Common is, I would imagine, Common was nominated for a fucking Academy Award. I would assume.
So was Jared Leto.
God damn it, you're right. Will Smith still hasn't gotten it. He has fucking tried. I'll tell you what.
He had a trailer that dropped this week that looked very like he really wanted to get that Oscar, I felt. A trailer for a movie. I don't know what it was. I don't remember.
Remember 7 Pound? Remember Concussion?
Oh, yeah. Well, that didn't work out for him now, did it?
No, it didn't.
Oh, well then.
So, yeah, right. So... let's really talk about these fucking characters that actually kind of sort of work. Like Will Smith, I think Will Smith just plays the kind of, he plays a very Will Smith character, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what you would want from Will Smith.
Like,
Common plays Monster T in Suicide Squad. Check that out.
Fuck. I don't know if that's was that the guy?
I'm pretty sure that's the guy, yeah.
I'm just gonna say yep, because I don't want to be an idiot wrong person.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, so Will Smith... he's cool, mostly because he's playing Will Smith. He's playing, the cool, cocky...
charismatic...
Will Smith, you know?
Yeah, triangle, bitch.
He's a bad guy, you know, assassin for hire, but, like, he has this good side involving, his daughter.
Right.
And it all works out. Like, it all feels good.
He's not playing the sort of Academy Award hungry Will Smith. He's not playing a 7 Pound or Concussion.
No, he's playing everyone's favorite Will Smith. In
Hancock Will Smith.
Jesus. The first half of Hancock Will Smith, which the first half of that movie is really great.
It's so fucking good. Whatever. Never mind.
So moving on to Deadshot and the Suicide Squad.
Right. I think we've covered. I don't think there's much to his character. I just enjoy Will Smith. And he plays a safe character. You know, I'm fine. Everything else is like whatever, dude. But Margot Robbie.
I feel like she also didn't get to do much in the movie. Like,
no.
She had like her moments where she was like, I'm all quirky and crazy.
Right, so I wanted to what do you guys think of Margot Robbie's performance in this film as the Harley Quinn?
I liked her, but I hated all of her little one-line stingers. Mm-hmm. She's like, nice to meet ya. I love your perfume. What's that? The stench of death? And it's like, ugh. Or, wow, that's a killer app. So I know that she's capable, and I don't know anything about Harley Quinn outside of this movie, but I liked her.
There's been like one good voice portrayal of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Tara Strong.
Tara Strong in the animated series.
Yes.
But, yeah.
I mean, that's because like this movie, like it takes these characters and it like mixes in like the seriousness with like the like cartoonish. So Harley Quinn has like these moments where she's like all like serious, and then she has those like one-liners that feel very like cartoony, and just doesn't mesh well. And like as like I read an article that came out where they showed like a test audience like the original version of the film, and they didn't like it, and they showed the test audience like a version of the film.
cut where we added a bunch of fucking music that you fucking
oh man, and they loved it.
Fun.
And instead of releasing like either of those, instead they took the two versions, the one that the test audience loved and the one that they hated, and like mixed them together, and then they're like, this is perfect. This will work out beautifully.
What a flatline response.
What a wacky group of fucking misfits.
Like, jeez, don't listen to test audiences, I feel.
What?
So my thing with Margot Robbie is like, in the whole thing of Harley Quinn, I think Harley Quinn has only been good in the comics, some comic arcs,
certain comics,
and the animated series.
Yes.
Everything else, I mean, you would say like, what else is there? But then there's the video games, right?
She's very sexualized.
She's fucking shit in the video games. Wow. Holy fuck! And this kind of reminded me a little bit more of the video games. Like it felt.
I mean, that's what people like know Harley as, like the mainstream.
Fucking dumb dudes know her as. Yeah. The comic series, she's great. She's girlfriends with she's hooked up with fucking Poison Ivy, and they're doing shit. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
But this, I don't know. Like, there are moments where Margot, when she's not doing those one-liners, I think she's best. When she's actually playing a character. Because when she's doing those one-liners, she feels like she's doing that video game version, which feels like a porn parody version of Harley Quinn to me.
Also, what makes this movie, like, her origin...
But she does have some serious good moments.
Her origin with Joker, that's like, I love that.
That part was great, yeah.
But I hated that in this movie. Because it was so short and it was edited together like all like edgy, like it's all like sporadic, like her mind, and it's like you've ruined what could have been like a great movie on its own.
I liked the moment when she thinks the Joker is dead, and she's actually some sort of like
been humanized a bit.
Yeah, it works a little. That worked. I liked that part. But
and then he comes back and he's like, "I'm back, baby," and she's like, "Oh yeah."
And I was like, fucking god, god damn it. And I mean, let's talk about Viola Davis. I think that's the other main strong character in this film. So Viola Davis, fucking phenomenal actress. I love Viola Davis so goddamn much. Yeah. Playing what's her name? Amanda Waller. Great character. Fucking amazing character, and I think she does a pretty damn good job of it.
Oh yeah, she does as good as like she could in this movie.
Like there's that moment where she kills like her staff. Yeah, and I think some people didn't like that because it came out of nowhere. But I feel like that's that character.
So it is definitely that character.
Is definitely that character.
It was just so weird to me.
So is she supposed to be like the villain in this?
No, really.
She's like
I mean, she's supposed to be like heartless. She's all like you guys can fucking.
Like it's a weird setup because all the villains are our main characters. Right. We're like these villains are our heroes. So then Amanda Waller's the really strong-willed good person
to corral them and shit.
She's the villain to them, I guess, but.
No, yeah, because the movie paints these bad guys as heroes, and since this lady is like really like commanding and shit, that she can seem kind of like a bad guy, but I don't think she's really a bad guy. Okay. But I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying.
She's like a good guy. She is a good guy, but her path is very.
She's the smartest and most like controlled and badass person in the room.
She's like
even like
she's like if Batman was like a murderer.
Exactly, because even like there's moments in the comics and show like Batman's like fucking I don't trust you. Worthless shit.
Bruce Wayne and Amanda Waller hate each other.
Yeah, they didn't.
They hate each other.
I think she does a great job, and I think she's
I liked her
better than. She's probably too good to be in the movie.
Yeah, well. I think a lot of people in this movie were.
And also, I feel like we haven't gotten to the heart of the matter why this movie doesn't work. And we're talking about it too much. I want to move on, but it doesn't move because it's just a bunch of set of fucking boring action movie cliches that try to be cool and edgy, and that only makes them worse. There's nothing original. It's just we're just going to the moment to moment. Big fucking thing in the sky that you're gonna try and blow up, and oh no, you might die, and like oh no, he's not dead, he's fine. We actually see that in a lot of movies now. I think ever since Avengers, I feel.
Yeah, there's always like a
Ghostbusters did that.
That formula.
Yeah, and that's really the main thing. Nothing about it is original or inspired or anything.
Which is weird because like this is the first like superhero movie that's like about like the villains, and the villains, especially in DC, are like the most like
they're the most interesting
complex
thing.
And interesting.
See, I think that might be why it goes against it because people latch onto villains when they're like. Subtle and in parts of it they're not the whole thing. When this movie's like we're gonna humanize these bad guys, it's like well I don't want a humanized bad guy, I want a really bad guy. That's why I like bad guys.
Which I don't get why this movie did it because you don't need to humanize them. Like a movie can have a protagonist not be a good person.
Yeah,
that happens all the time, and some of the best movies are like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, totally.
But this movie's like. Well, it's the main character. People are going to be so upset if Deadshot fucking kills Amanda Waller.
It would have been way better if they just played like, nope, they're just straight bad people. They're just bad people.
And this movie was greenlight for a sequel, and it did very, very well financially.
Man, can we talk about how Ghostbusters fucking bombed?
That's depressing.
I heard about that.
Really bad. It bombed.
That's a shame.
And I knew it. I fucking knew it because they released it. This is all aside, but I remember the credits. I was like, "Is this movie called Ghostbusters: Answer the Call?" And everyone was like, "George, we're fucking crazy," and whatever. I was like, "Well, I don't know.
I think they changed that. Like they changed that for the DVD stuff.
No, they had it on the movie. It was in the movie.
Oh, jeez.
And I think it was like they're gonna flip the script when this movie does bad and put it on Blu-ray as Ghostbusters: Answer the Call. This isn't the real fucking Ghostbusters. What are you fucking talking about? No, you're fucking. And I was like, "Yep, that's exactly what they did."
It's not even a good subtitle. Jeez.
Answer the Call, no.
But who you gonna call?
Anyway,
shut up, Carrie. Suicide Squad was the best movie of the year.
I didn't even make any snarky, dumb jokes in this. I'm just tired of this movie. Let's move on. Carrie, you saw 9 Lives.
Woo! 9 Lives, starring Kevin Spacey as a cat.
Right, Kevin Spacey is not... It's like Click, but instead of a remote...
It's the Shaggy Dog.
It's the Shaggy Dog,
Shaggy Dog, right. Tim Allen's Shaggy Dog. Right, so Kevin Spacey gets turned into a cat by Christopher Walken.
Also set in the DC Cinematic Universe.
By Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Because he's being a shithead to his family. And I don't know if I got this part correctly, but correct me if I'm wrong, Carrie.
I would love to.
The bot, like, his human form is just in a state of vegetation. And they are fucking... Like, if Kevin Spacey doesn't get back to his body, they're going to pull the plug on his body and kill him.
Jesus Christ.
So this whole thing kind of has an expiration date?
You got it exactly.
Holy shit. That was the part that was like, they never really... Okay, I guess.
All right, Carrie, now explain to me right now why I should see 9 Lives in theaters right now.
Carrie, is there anything about this movie that works? Is it a good, bad movie?
I thought it was an excellent bad movie. It's cheap as hell. It's all very green screen.
Okay, and
lots
poorly.
of green screen. And Christopher Walken, good.
Okay,
he's a cat whisperer. That's his character. That's why he's the only one who can
he's
talk.
He's that guy
to
with the fucking
Kevin Spacey.
Have you ever seen that show, The Cat Whisperer Guy?
Oh, the one with the guitar case full of cat accoutrements?
Yep. And he's got like a fucking Guy
His name is like Blaze or something.
Yeah, he's like a Guy Fieri fucking...
The Guy Fieri of cats?
Yes,
exactly.
That
guy.
Of cat trainers. He's not a cat that...
Yeah,
no, yet.
Christopher Walken is much classier than that guy. But, I don't know. I had so many thoughts about this movie, but I don't know how to express them.
So the good thing... So you did say it is a good, bad movie.
Yeah. Because, like, there's a sequence where... Well, because, like, a lot of times it goes, like... This movie loves to allude to things and then pull the rug out and be like, got ya. Because, like, there's this part where Jennifer Garner is, like, talking to Kevin Spacey's ex-wife. They're friends for whatever reason. And then, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go meet with this guy Chad or whatever, and she's like, oh, Chad, you're still talking to Chad? And then Kevin Spacey Cat's like, oh, she's cheating on me, but then she goes and it's actually a realtor and she was gonna leave him and move out. And then the movie starts with Kevin Spacey about to jump out of this plane because you have to establish him as like the eccentric, quirky CEO guy who just does crazy things all the time to land on his tall tower. And his son is there. It's the son of his ex-wife, so the son's like 25-ish, and he works for his company, which you never find out what his company does. It's just called Firebrand, and they want to have a tall tower. That's his company.
Nice.
And then everyone who works for him is like, we haven't been doing anything. We've just been trying to build this tower. And he's like, I don't care. We have to build the tall tower. It has to be taller than Chicago's tower. But so then he jumps out and he's like, son, jump out with me. And the son's like, no. And he's like, you're such a disappointment. Blah. And then he leaves the son a package and it's like, if you're ever man enough to jump. And it's like a parachute. And then near the end of the movie, I'm going to skip over some things, but near the end of the movie, you've forgotten about that by this point. And the son is talking to Kevin Spacey in a coma, his human form, but then Kat is at the hospital for whatever reason. This is the part where it jumps out of the window, like up at the top of this apartment building, and bounces off the awning. The cat and lives. Yeah, it has 9 lives.
Classic.
But then so the cat's like, oh, son, no. The cat's mouth never moves. It's always just Kevin Spacey's voice.
Right. Internally.
But so then the son's like, I'm sorry I disappointed you, Dad. And this guy who was like Kevin Spacey's right-hand man guy was like trying to take over the company and sell it. And he fired Kevin Spacey's son, and there's this part of Kevin Spacey's will that makes him in charge, but no one knows about it.
Christ,
so then he's like, I'm sorry I disappointed you, Dad. I'm finally gonna jump. It's gonna be my first and last jump. I'm going to the tower. And you're like, whoa, is this dude gonna kill himself? And so then the cat follows him, and he jumps off the tower, and the cat jumps after him, and there's this moment where this dude and the cat are facing each other as they're falling, and the guy's like, Mr. Fluffy Pants? And then it pans over, and he was wearing the parachute, so he, dove into this press interview to be like, hey, we're not selling the company, blah, but the cat didn't have a parachute. And so when
the cat died?
The cat has 9 lives.
He sees the Kevin Spacey cat sees that the son is wearing the parachute, and he's like, oh. And then he's like going towards the ground, and then he's like, boom, and then Kevin Spacey in a coma goes, meow, that hurt, and he wakes up.
Wait,
does the cat die?
Wait, roll back again?
No. So does the cat die?
You think the cat would be dead, but then at the end, the little girl's like, do you have any other cats, Christopher Walken? And he's like, well, I got this guy. He just spent almost all of his lives. And it's that cat.
And then there's the movie, cold cut there.
I don't remember.
Aw, damn it.
But there was this one sequence that I wanted to tell you guys about because it didn't make any fucking sense. And there is this, when he first is a cat and in the house, he's trying to figure out all the ways to try and communicate to his family, you know. Like, he tries to use the computer, and he's like, ironically, I could really use a mouse right now, and so just a bunch of shit like that. And then, eventually he just gives up, and he's just flinging himself into the wall, and you're like, what the fuck? But he's trying to open his liquor cabinet. And so then he finagles this entire decanter into this ashtray. He does this whole elaborate thing, and it's like, and you couldn't... And then the cat is drunk. The cat is drunk. And during this, there's a framed picture of Kevin Spacey's character shaking hands with George W. Bush. And it keeps getting fucked up. Like, he tries to write with this fountain pen, and it splashes ink on it, and the cat's like, ah! And then he tries to open the whiskey decanter, and the glass cork thing flies and breaks the picture again, and it's like, what?
Are you trying to say something?
I know, and it was so out of place. And then I watched reviews for this, and people said that they think that this script might have been written, 10 years ago. They're just passing it around now. But... man.
Okay, so not only the whole idea of Kevin Spacey gets turned into a cat because of Christopher Walken because he's a shitty dad feels like a 90s movie, but the formula is literally exactly like, oh, he had a will,
someone's gotta take over the company,
the right hand man's gonna take over. Holy fucking shit.
Because there's this scene right after he gets the cat. He goes to the tower, and the guy who was undermining him the entire time, they're up there for some reason, I don't remember, and then he's like, you know what, you're fired, and then something happens, and he is about to fall, Kevin Spacey's about to fall off the edge of the tower, and he's clinging to it, and this right-hand man guy's, you're really gonna fire me? And you're like, oh god, this guy's gonna kill Kevin Spacey, but then he falls and grabs a rebar thing and flies through a window, but then... So then there's this other plot of this right-hand man guy through the entire movie. He keeps, checking up on Kevin Spacey at the hospital, and he goes to the doctor, and he's like, so is he gonna die or what? The doctor's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I really need to know so I can comfort his family, and it's like, I don't know. So...
This movie sounds exactly how I'd imagine, and it sounds absolutely wonderful, Carrie. I actually really want to watch this. Eventually. I'm assuming this will eventually find its way into Netflix.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I think... Carrie, have you said all you had to say about 9 Lives? It sounds like it's
a movie that we could fill an entire podcast.
Yeah, it's really goofy, but then there's some really weird, out of place things.
Even better.
Yeah.
It tries to, we're gonna hide some adult jokes into this kid's movie.
But it's, weirdly dark and strange.
Yeah, there's a really weird cut where the cat is fucking with the George Bush picture, and then he just looks at the camera and he says George Bush doesn't care about black people. It was very weird. Very strange.
Okay, I have one more thing to say about this movie. There is a triple layer hang in there joke in this movie. Because the part where... I told Ryan about this. Because the part in the trailer where it looks like the footage of the cat doing pull-ups is manipulated, that's not in the movie. There's just one part where he's trying to get down from this high place, and he is on this bar and goes whoop, and so he's hanging from it. And then it pans out into this hallway, and there's one of those dentist's office posters of a cat hanging onto something. It's like, hang in there, buddy. And so it's like, oh, got it. And then there's these two other characters, and one of them walks up to him. It's like someone trying to comfort the son or something. He's like, you just gotta hang in there, man. It's like, what the fuck? So, yeah, boy. I'll leave you with that triple layer.
So the reason that pull-up joke was so bad was because
it's not in the movie.
It's not in the movie, and they're like, this will make the movie even funnier.
Right.
The cat does pull up.
This will sell the movie.
This can't make the cut. This can't. Man, we gotta move from that movie to fucking Sausage Party.
Okay.
God damn.
Geez, Sausage Party. Man.
Right, so this is
begin with this?
Anna Piranha and, is it Grey Point? Something, whatever. Seth Rogen and the Evan Goldberg fucking production company. Same studio who produced Neighbors 2 and
This Is the End.
And what was that fucking movie? With the Kim Jong... What was that movie?
The Interview.
The Interview. I already forgot about that fucking movie. Remember that whole fucking thing?
That movie was not worth everything.
No,
like, it was such a mediocre movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just there.
Right, so this is that same people making
the same team, yeah.
Teaming up with Anna Piranha to make a product with $20 million, which I had no idea going into it, and I thought it looked kind of cheap. Not Food Fight cheap. But I was like, wow, this looks fucking really cheap. And so we have this fucking movie about food, and they're just... Ryan, you know, I was just watching it there. I was with my little brothers, and we were watching what's the fucking movie? Angry Birds, sure, whatever. We were watching there, and we saw a trailer, and I was like, oh, what is this movie? Like, what is this? Is this a DreamWorks production? Is this a Blue Sky production? And then the sausage, the titular sausage in the movie said the word fuck. And I was like, "Oh wow!" I was shocked. You know?
I was so concerned.
It was really bizarre.
An F-word in my Pixar's animated movie.
Right? It was like, wow.
In my Dixar's animated movie.
I was taken aback. Like, you know, I wanted to. But, right. So Ryan, it sounded like you wanted.
Yeah, I really want to hear from Ryan about this because he was so excited about this movie.
And I was like, what?
Excited is like a weird term for this because I originally heard. I was early in the year, 2016. I was like, okay, what's coming out this year? I was looking through the list and I saw this movie called Sausage Party. And I was like,
you were immediately interested.
I was immediately like, a movie for me? Awesome. It was like Seth Rogen and it was like all of his crew, all of his friends. And it's like, what? And it was like an animated movie about food trying to figure out the meaning of their existence. And I was like, this cannot be real. This is not a real movie. And I was like, this is not a real thing. And then the trailer came out, and I watched it, and I was still not convinced that this was a real movie. This sounded like a joke someone made at, like, a pitch meeting, and then, for some reason, it got greenlit.
I mean, you're not far off.
I don't think I'm far off. And then, like, it came... I saw the trailers, and I was like, maybe this might be good. Because my idea going in was, like, it would begin as, like, a Pixar movie. Like, a kind of, like, clean, weird, and then, like... It would have that moment where they figure out like the meaning of their life, which is like being eaten.
A sort of like Wizard of Oz sort of thing, where like it's black and white. And
then at that moment it's like, holy fucking shit!
Yeah.
Like
that would have been funny.
Like how the trailers are like cut that way. But instead, when I saw, and plus going in, the reviews for this movie were like
glowing.
I don't know what fucking planet they were on. No, like what? Like
Every single person I've talked to, they're like, "Oh yeah, I love that movie. That was hilarious."
What a fucking great message! I didn't fucking explain.
Edgy cartoon, but it's got a message.
You know,
it's vulgar, but it pushes all the right buttons that you wouldn't expect it.
This movie begins with a musical number, and one of the jokes in it is a German sausage making a joke about wanting to kill all the juice.
No, he was. Oh no, he was.
Really?
He was like sauerkraut or something.
No, it was stone ground mustard. It was
something German. I don't know.
Yeah, it was stone ground mustard.
I don't remember. I saw it a month ago, and I've been trying for months to wash it out of my head.
From your mind.
They want to kill all the juice.
And it's like,
that was a really funny joke in 2009, said Rogan.
Jeez. And it's like, the movie just begins, like, being as, like, vulgar and awful as possible, with, like, as much, like, dirty humor as it can. Just, I fucking get it. It's a cartoon hot dog making a joke about having sex.
With a bun.
Oh my god, amazing there. You're not, like, breaking any ground here. so there's no, like, depth to it. It just starts off, like, as hard as possible. So, like, the whole way, it's like you get tired of all the jokes about fucking. And everyone says the most, like... I don't feel anything at this point.
It feels like, fucking really bad man Trey script.
Sausage Party, it's just like...
Like, if we were to compare it to Food Fight, it's like Food Fight with swears. That's really all it is. Really all it is.
Similar animation quality, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to shit with the people who made on this because they were fucking worked to death to make this fucking thing under $20 million.
I feel bad for these people because I imagine people like going to art schools like, man, I'm going to do something with my life, and then they end up animating a taco shell going down in a hot dog bun as a sausage watches and jerks
not being
off
paid
to
well
it.
for it either.
Not being paid well, as according to reports.
According to reports, it's a fucking shit show of a production.
Apparently, like half of the people
aren't credited on it.
Even credited for the work because they quit and they're like, "Oh, well, we're just not even going to credit you for
right."
all the work you did."
The owner of the company just is like, "Fuck you guys."
Because this company was made for this movie.
Great.
Yeah, so it was just like...
So that gives you insight into what kind of people they are.
Right, we're getting off track here, Ryan.
Anyways, the reason Sausage Party was the movie of the year and changed my outlook on life is because there's so many themes to it, George.
Right.
This movie has themes and messages.
It's not afraid to quote-unquote go there.
Yeah, to go there. You know, it made me rethink the way I think about religion, the way I think about sex and sexuality. It made me rethink the way I think about life.
It's not afraid of this fucking PC culture, man. Yeah. I can't even fucking go to colleges anymore.
Oh my god.
You know what? Really, people in the Middle East need to watch this movie because this will end the conflict between...
Right, but it's taking a fucking good fucking bit from fucking Bruno Sausage Party. It's a fucking bit.
In case you didn't know, if you didn't watch this movie, one of Frank the Sausage and his team, there's a bagel and a lavench. That's how you pronounce it?
I think so, yeah, right.
And the bagel is like a
kosher,
stereotypical Jewish, and then the lavench is stereotypical like
Middle Eastern
person. Every character is like a horrible racial stereotype.
Right.
And the movie
they share an aisle, they live right next to each other, whatever. And
the movie thinks like, oh, if everyone's a stereotype, then it's not racist because we're making fun of everyone. Yeah. All the fruits, guess what? All the fruits are gay people. It's not racist.
Yeah, this
it's
is
not
the kind of reviews where it's like, no one is safe. You're gonna get made fun of by this movie.
I'm gonna get made fun of by Sausage Party. Oh no! Oh, shut up, Sausage Party. You're not as smart as you want to be. But yeah, it has like the lavench and the bagel. They're on this journey with the hot dog and the hot dog
They
bun.
know hummus, right? You know hummus. Hummus? We should be friends, right? I mean, why are we bickering? Whatever the hell. Ha ha ha. I get good. Again.
It's the same joke from Bruno and the same joke from You Don't Mess with the Zohan. The movie... Remember that movie?
Disgusting.
I remembered that movie like... I was like, this movie made me stay up late because I was thinking about it. And then I was like, that was the same joke from the Zohan.
If only
I forgot about that movie.
If only Mariah Carey was in this movie, too.
Ah, jeez.
That was the best part of that movie. God bless Mariah Carey. I love Mariah Carey. She's a wonderful person. But, right, so... The humor doesn't really work, but a lot of that theme that you mentioned, like the whole thing of this, the idea of food becoming sentient and realizing that they're told this lie that once the human beings take you, they take you to a place that's wonderful and fantastic, and that idea works. I think it totally
that's
works.
Fine.
But it's the moment to moment that we fill in, the way we entertain the audience that doesn't work.
Yeah, there's not like a moment in the movie where you're like, oh, this is it. Like you realize right away, like, oh, they're all fucked because the movie begins with like a bunch of hot mustard. Like it was returned. And it's like, guys, I've seen some fucking shit.
And that part's actually pretty good.
Everything we think about is a lie. And then everyone's
again,
like, no, you can't talk about that.
Right, going to your like whole Wizard of Oz thing, that would have worked as well, right? We have this whole like the food is all nice and whatever the hell, and then this one guy comes back swearing and fucking hysterical because he knows the truth.
But no, all the food swears and is like, dude, we're gonna fuck when we get out of here. We're gonna straight up fuck.
I really like Danny McBride as that mustard jar, actually. I'm not crazy about Danny McBride, but I thought he did a pretty good job, actually.
Was he the mustard jar?
Yeah, Danny McBride is the mustard jar, yeah. Which I was shocked that he got X'd off so early, because I feel like him and Seth Rogen are such buddies that he would have lasted for the whole thing.
Yeah. Jonah Hill was also barely in this movie, too.
He was
the other sausage, yeah.
Right. Michael Cera got bigger billing.
The little fucked up one, or was he?
No, that was
Michael Cera was the fucked up one,
of course.
Yeah, and then that moment where they got separated was really weird to me.
Right, it was like
they were all in the cart, and then
then
he jumped out, but then Seth Rogen ran for it, and then the lady didn't realize a hot dog fell out of the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really weird. We obviously need to have them a way that.
But I didn't think that they would separate. I thought they would all go together and then all come back to the store. Me
too.
But instead, Seth Rogen is doing the boring job of being in the store, and he is on a journey to go find a cookbook. They'll show the truth of him being eaten. Then he's like, "Oh no!" But Michael Cera's the one out there actually getting shit all over, and seeing his friends be killed. And it's this is weird. This is just not how I thought this movie about talking sausages would go.
Right,
and that makes me feel uncomfortable. Also, Michael Cera's character had the worst arc, the most disgusting arc. He had the situation where he saw everyone get eaten, that's fine. But his trip on the streets.
Oh yeah, I mean that wasn't disgusting. I think
that was disgusting.
It wasn't disgusting. It was once again this movie trying to be edgy so fucking goddamn hard that it just didn't fucking work.
You see a piece of shit, and there's corn in this shit, and the corn is zombies.
Again,
there's also a condom covered in semen who's screaming they fucked in me. There's splooge all over him, but it's why is the condom even alive?
Yeah,
I thought it was just the food.
I was so confused about the rules of who was alive and
he
who
was just
wasn't.
alive for the joke of oh, what if a condom was live? Dude, you're smoking too much pot. Maybe I'm not smoking enough pot.
Well, and if there was if there was a box of crackers, the box was talking, but do the crackers all talk? I don't know.
Every inanimate object alive?
I don't know.
But guys,
the knives weren't alive.
We're getting off subject. The real villain.
That's the goal. I don't want to talk about this.
The villain of the movie, because this movie has a villain that you don't see in all the trailers. It's a douche. A woman's douche. The thing that women aren't supposed to use.
It never really works.
Because
it
they're...
never really works. I don't know what
what's wrong with douches? They're not they're not...
it throws off the pH.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I never know because I was never taught how the human body worked because of Catholic school.
All right, you told me about this. It was funny. It was funny.
Good job.
That's a story for another day.
That's a story for another day.
But right.
So there's this douche who's an asshole who can't wait to be shoved up a vagina
because
he's a douche. And then he's mad at Seth Rogen because he ruined his goal of being put up a woman's vagina. So he wants to kill Seth Rogen.
I don't get it. Whatever.
And he goes through this journey of eating food, but he's not food. He's a douche, and he drinks
I mean, in some way, I guess they needed a... I don't know. Wouldn't it be funny if the douchebag was an asshole and he becomes the villain?
He was a douchebag?
I don't fucking know.
And then he goes up a guy's asshole and then he controls the man through his asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting into spoiler territory in case you really wanted to see Sausage Party, cared about it. In the last act, the douche, the food comes back and they're guys, they're fucking eating us. And Seth Rogen's guys, they're eating us. They're eating us. We need to believe. We can't let this happen. They're fuck you. This is what we believe. This is our religion. You can't tell us that our religion
flew over my head.
You can't tell us that our religion is wrong. And Seth Rogen's I guess I'm right. Maybe I shouldn't tell people what to believe. But it's what the fuck? They're actually being eaten. He goes through this journey of man, I guess I was the asshole here for telling everyone what to believe. But then, Michael Cera comes back and he's with a human head and he's they're fucking killing us all. This movie doesn't make any sense.
And then they fight a revolt and they kill the humans.
They kill a bunch of humans,
but it's okay, you guys are still food. They're gonna come. Someone's gonna come back.
Someone's eventually gonna come along and be oh, there's a lot of dead people here and a lot of expired food.
Which leads to the actual one funny part, which I actually really thought was actually funny. Was the part where they just started fucking and they just all started.
You thought that was funny?
That was actually funny.
I hated that.
What? That was funny because that was the movie actually not taking itself seriously in a way that actually worked because it was just I don't know, it was really fucked up in a way I enjoyed. I liked it.
I don't know, because I felt I knew that was coming Like, you knew the hot dog and the bun would fuck to begin with.
Part, but I did not know they were all going to...
Because it's building up on, like, we're going to fuck. Holy shit, the movie, like, gets you all ready and primed for the fuckage. And then it goes all out. It starts, like, slow, and then they start fucking, and then all the food starts fucking. The bagel and the lobster start fucking.
That was so insufferable. I was just sitting there the entire time. Because this movie already lost me. So when they go for the long form, extended, holy shit joke, I'm just like... I want this to be over.
You know the part where the taco shell is like going down on the hot dog bun as the sausage and the lava and the bagel are all watching and jerking off.
I like that part. I thought it was fun.
And then I don't even know how to describe the one part where all 5 of them were just fucking. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember.
They were in some weird sexual position where all of them were fucking each other. And it was so weird. And, like, I wanted to walk out of the movie so bad. I really did, but I was like, it's gotta be over soon. And there's gotta be a payoff for this orgy that all the food's
was
having.
The payoff, Ryan. This vulgar movie is being all vulgar the entire time, and then it's like, wait a minute, let's be... more vulgar.
And what was blowing my mind is, like, I was watching this movie, I was watching that sequence in particular, I did not laugh at once during this movie, for one.
No, you are lying. You are lying. There was one good bit in this entire movie, and it is a very good bit.
The meatloaf bit, I didn't like it. I didn't laugh at that.
It was pretty good.
No,
I didn't laugh at it.
Like,
all.
I
I didn't laugh, but I was like, okay, that's you got me.
I did appreciate that. I was like, okay, that's kind of clever.
There were some parts that I laughed at. I'm not gonna be an asshole and be I was stone faced this entire movie.
I don't feel like I'm being a prick when I'm saying, like, there was nothing in this movie that made me
I agree.
Feel any emotion.
There wasn't anything
besides disgust. And especially during that orgy scene, everyone around me was like cracking up, like they were losing their minds, and I was like, at one point, I looked around, and I was like, what is going on?
I don't know.
What is going on?
Were people laughing for that part? I didn't think they were.
There was like a lot of a lot of commotion. I think in the theater, everyone was kind of like, "Oh, damn!"
Actually, never mind. That scene reminds me of the end of Disaster movie, and now I don't like that so much.
I did not watch Disaster.
And the Incredible Hulk and the Iron Man fuck, and then they fuck something else. Actually, never mind. But Ryan, let's wrap this up.
When this movie really goes
I'm
there,
so done with this.
I'm so done with
this movie really goes there because you think it's over. The movie blew its load. Quite literally, and it's like, where do we go from here? And then, in like the end sequence, the movie's like, guys, I found out you're voiced by Seth Rogen. And Frank's like, what do you mean? It's like, this is Seth Rogen, and I have a portal to the real world. We're all in a cartoon. That's why all these plot holes exist.
I like the Edward Norton joke. Because Edward Norton's
a much more respected actor.
Because Edward Norton's kind of a whatever.
And then they go, and then the movie ends with them going into the real world, and it's like, okay, great. Finally, the movie's over. I'm out of here. I hated this movie. I cannot tell you how much I hated this fucking movie. I think it's so
forgettable. It's like, I've seen...
I will never forget this movie.
It's a fucking Family Guy episode. It's like an hour and a half Family Guy. I was like, fucking, I don't care. It's not... I didn't think it was worth me, fucking, whatever, dude. It was fucking whatever. Like, I'm sure people are gonna think this is so fucking hilarious.
I feel like it wouldn't be as annoying if it had a more, middle-of-the-road reception... But everyone loves it so much. Yeah, everyone's like,
this is a genius movie with, themes. Like, are you kidding me? Every, theme this movie has is so tacked on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
it's all God. Well, we can't just say fucking racist shit and fucking homophobic shit for no reason. We have to have something that ties it all up, right? It makes everyone feel good walking out of the theater. Because that's obviously, it was like, whatever, fucking dude, whatever.
I hate this movie.
That's fucking
This is, the worst movie I've seen all year. I've objectively seen, worse produced films.
I can't think of what's the worst movie I've seen this year.
Worse produced films, but, on a personal note, I hate this movie.
I think it's looking whatever.
I hate it. And you can fucking say Ryan Sausage Party was the funniest movie I've seen all year. It changed my views on Middle Eastern culture. Shut up. It's a bad movie.
Thank you, white guy.
Thank you, white guy. I'm so glad this movie changed your thoughts. Shut up and watch a better movie. Ah, jeez.
To clarify the meatloaf joke is that it's a frozen piece of meatloaf, and he starts singing,
and now we're doing
anything out of love. while they have a moment, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I like that part a lot.
That part was good.
Or when they were riding horses.
Oh yeah, that was good too.
Funny.
That was good too. Again, this movie could have moments that have been clever, but it's so fucking intent on being edgy and hardcore.
Yeah, it's so steeped in pushing your buttons.
Like the one part
goofing out there.
Like the bit with like the douche is like always like accidentally makes a food pun, and then that food happens to be behind it at that main time. Like I felt like I should be laughing at this. This is something Ryan would like love. Like that was a Ryan joke. But I felt nothing, and I felt sad because I wasn't laughing.
That whole joke, I was like, I don't even understand how this joke works. Like, I'm looking at a whiteboard, right? Like, douche is gonna make pun, and then the food shows up. That's funny, I guess.
It's like, okay, so what? Not you, queso. Stuff like that. I thought it was funny for a while.
Let's move the fuck on.
Do not see this movie. This is not a good movie. I hate this movie.
I would rather talk about anything else right now.
If you want to fight me, like verbally, you will at me and be like, Ryan, Sausage Party was my favorite.
George Takei is in Kubo the Two Strings. I don't fucking know. That's all I got. Yes, George Takei is in this movie, and guess what? The one fucking line he has in this movie.
Is it about Star Trek?
No, it's close. It's oh my. That's oh my. That's all he says in this movie.
Oh my. Oh
so right.
That's amazing.
Kubo and the Two Strings, a way better animated movie. I think it's safe to say. I think I'm the only one who saw this here, so I'll give them by a quick. So Laika, Coraline, Paranorman, Box Trolls. Laika really respected studio because they make claymation. That's kind of amazing. But I always think their scripts aren't as good as the thing you can't deny, which is like, these motherfuckers are talented as hell. Holy shit. Like, you can't deny it. Like, it's like, what am I going to say? And I always have a problem, even with Coraline. I think Coraline looks incredible. And I love the soundtrack for that movie. But I think, like, the story is okay. I think the book is way better. Yeah. Apart from Paranorman, I think their scripts aren't that interesting. And I kind of feel the same for this movie, Kubo and Two Strings. Very Japanese-inspired film. But it's also kind of, it doesn't really go anywhere too crazy cultural. But yeah, I mean, it's a story about this boy who has a destiny, and about his father who died or whatever, and then he finds out he's like meant to be this super cool person or whatever the hell, and it happens. Like, there's nothing very interesting that goes into it, like, at all. I think the performances are good. Who's the lady from Mad Max? Ian Flux. Charlize Theron. She's pretty good in this. I mean, she's great. And we thought it was George Clooney. It is not George Clooney.
That is totally my fault. I didn't look at it at all. I just heard it. Right? I just heard the voice, and I was like, "Yeah, that's George Clooney," and I didn't fact check because that's not what I do.
No. That's not Carrie's.
Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, definitely.
It was Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like they all do a fine job. I think Charlize Theron's the best, but like, there really is. The story is just kid is meant for greater things. They go on this journey to do it, whatever, and like there's nothing really fascinating that happens. There's not really interesting character moments or anything, but the animation is fantastic, and like I said, you can't deny what you're seeing on screen, but I think the script is whatever. That's really all I have to say about that movie. Like, I think it's prettier than the Box Trolls. I don't like the Box Trolls aesthetic at all. This like sort of European sort of weird look to it. Probably somewhere between Coraline and Paranorman. Because this is like, I think this one's really like, its art style is fucking really cool. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it other than it looks fantastic. Story's okay. Like, it very, very safe. Very, very safe. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that one.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll recommend it. It's good. Go watch it. Maybe you like it more than me, but like,
if you're a fan of those movies,
it's a fun time to watch.
I didn't like Coraline or Paranorman. Like, I felt like very indifferent about them. I don't know why.
Me too. I was so hyped to shit for Coraline, and I loved looking at it and hearing it.
I think I'm just not a fan of claymation, and like it's
that's weird.
It's like
weirdo. You ever seen Mary and Max?
No.
It's a damn good fucking movie.
Like I acknowledge that that's like a lot of hard work and it's beautiful, but like I don't know. I'm just not a fan of like the look of it.
I think it's great. I don't know. I still think it's the scripts aren't strong. They don't do anything at all for me at all. Mary and Max, that's a fucking good claymation movie. Have you seen Mary and Max?
Mm-mm.
Carrie? It's very good. It's on Netflix. It's about this little girl from Australia who has a pen pal in the United States in New York who has Asperger's, and they just have pen pal with each other, and they like chronicles their relationship up until like the little girl is like in her 30s, and it deals like with like all the shit they go through. It's really fun.
Sounds awesome.
It's fantastic. It's so good. I highly recommend. Go watch that. That's a good movie. Black and white. Well, it's black and white for like it's part black and white and stuff. It's fantastic. So yeah, let's move on. So this was the movie that we were really looking forward to. This next movie, Don't Breathe, directed by Fede Alvarez.
I think it's Fed.
I think Fede Alvarez, director
but I
of
thought Matthew McConaughey was George Clooney,
right,
so don't take my word for it.
Director of the Evil Dead remake, which that movie came out in 2012 or 2013, and
2013.
Yeah, and it's now getting an unrated cut.
Dude, like I'm telling you, I was gonna watch that. I wanted to rewatch that movie, Evil Dead, so I bought the Blu-ray on Amazon, and then like immediately I saw the article.
Like we're releasing an unrated cut.
Son of a bitch! So now I'm gonna have 2 copies of a movie that terrifies me.
Like, so it's directed by him, and again, it's produced by Sam Raimi, as that last movie was. It was a film about this group of like robbers in Detroit, Michigan, who are gonna hit one last heist, so they can stop forever. And like the main female character needs to like actually change her entire life for the better of her child.
Is it her child or is it her sister?
I think it's her little.
It's her sister.
I don't know. See, everyone says this. I thought it was. I communicated that it was the child, but whatever. Maybe. So I don't know. They never explicitly.
I thought they were like very young, 20-somethings.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't have.
So.
I don't know. She did not look like early 20s to me.
I think she was supposed to, because that one kid...
right, the baby face from Goosebumps.
The Goosebumps and Let Me In kid. He's like
he's
19. Yeah, he's the bully in Let Me In.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Her and her sister.
Damn, I was wrong. But yeah.
Oh, man.
Right, so they got one last heist. They get word that there's this blind man.
Military vet
who lost her daughter. He lost his daughter in an accident, and they went to court, and he got a really large sum from the whole settlement.
Because it was a careless rich girl that ran over his daughter.
Yeah, and so he still has the money, and so they're going to go into his house and break in. But turns out this guy has a super acute sense of fucking... All those other senses are fucking to the fucking max. If there's a fucking chart on an RPG video game or something, everything's up to like max level. And the whole movie is like them, stuck in this house and trying to make it out before this guy catches and kills them. Then it goes into fucking whatever, a really crazy kind of...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't reveal itself to be from the same director of Evil Dead until the last quarter of that fucking movie. So yeah,
I don't want to spoil that.
No, I kind of do, but no. We'll just say it goes to a place. It goes.
This movie's not afraid to go there.
It goes there in like a way that actually feels like a payoff, not a way that feels insufferable.
And I would say it's in a very silly, dumb, Evil Dead way. Let's say you can definitely tell this is the guy with the movie with a tree rapes a woman. About those lines, kind of. But so yes, our whole thing was like this looked like a really tense, closed thing, and I think it totally delivers on that.
Oh yeah, I love this movie.
At least that's what I think. Like it is from the point of, I guess I wouldn't say it's the point. Yeah, it's point of view from the main character girl,
and a little bit of the
Goosebumps
of the baby face boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and them trying to get the hell out of this building, this house. The ending feels weird. It feels like it's going to end like 5 times.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't, and it keeps going. And then it eventually has a very stereotypical horror movie ending, but it didn't bother me as much as it usually does. Maybe because of those multiple endings. Like, well, at this point, this guy's always going to keep coming, so fucking whatever. Almost to the point there was humorous. I think that it was done on purpose. Like, she's fucking never going to get out of this. This is fucking ridiculous.
It's very reminiscent of some other Sam Raimi movies, if you think about it. It's like,
right.
Everything's done, and it's like,
nope.
Uh-oh.
Green Goblin's back.
Green Goblin's back, baby.
Mila Kunis, Wicked Witch is back. Remember that movie?
I try not to.
Me either. I don't remember it at all.
I don't know, George. I really like this movie.
I liked it a lot.
I like how it's...
The only salvageable thing I think from... Civil War was okay. Was there anything else in the summer that I really liked?
Oh, I thought you were talking about this month.
Civil War was okay.
Yeah. fun. Man.
Not a banger of a summer. That's
not a good summer
here, folks.
You liked Conjuring 2.
Is that the summer?
Oh yeah,
that was the summer. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I love that movie so much.
I know. Back to Don't Breathe. I really like this movie because it's so different from like other horror movies because it's all about like it makes you really like focus in on like the sound effects of what's going on. When normally you in a horror movie, it's all about like the visuals of like, oh, this is visually frightening. But for this, it's like, oh, she made a tiny squeak. Now this fucking vet's gonna be running in this direction like a fucking like the horror video game, and it's really cool.
And the cool thing about it is not just the jump scare that's the payoff. The payoff is there's a jump scare, and now that there's a jump scare, it's like, okay, like we need to hide or stay perfectly fucking still because then now the tension's on, right?
Yeah, instead of like hiding, it's like, okay, I have to stand very still and move very, very slowly.
And sometimes it's hiding. Sometimes it kind of reminds me of. I mean, so a lot of the times I make little comparisons to video games, and I think again, video games try to do this thing where like, oh, there's a thing, go hide in the locker, like Outlast, and I feel like that doesn't work at all. I think it's fucking annoying as shit. And here in the movie, like this movie, something like the movie makes it work. Because, again, this character's blind. They're right fucking there. They're right next to him. Mm-hmm. And if they make a sound, they're completely fucked.
Oh, yeah.
It's really interesting. I feel like there's something else, a movie that kind of did this, and I can't think of it. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah. Carrie, do you have anything to say on this movie?
I liked it a lot. I couldn't help it makes me think of that movie Hush that just came out. That was the...
Netflix, on Netflix.
Yeah, it was
I haven't seen it yet.
The deaf author. So it was like, what's next? Someone
who
doesn't have a sense of smell. But yeah, she's deaf, and this guy's trying to invade her house. So it's not the same thing, but it's just another.
Okay, I didn't know what that movie was about.
Yeah, she's deaf, and then this guy starts messing with her. And then it also made me think of The Collector, where it's like, we're gonna rob this house. Oh god, there's something really fucked up happening inside this house.
I confused. Isn't there a movie called The Collector and a movie called
The Collection is the sequel to The Collector.
Oh, I thought they were completely unrelated.
Nope.
Okay, never mind. Okay. Gotcha.
They're not that great.
Okay.
But, yeah, I really liked it, but I don't know, it's easy to be, because with horror movies and stuff, they're always such hot garbage, and then when there's one that's pretty good, it's like, this was amazing! But I think this one was really good. Mm-hmm. But they didn't...
I'm glad at least it delivered... I think my favorite thing about it is that it delivered on what they were trying to do in a successful manner.
Oh, yeah.
For the I'd say, yeah, they didn't fumble it.
And we kind of talked about this, how I liked how there wasn't really anyone to truly root for, because you're watching it
right,
and it's
they're
like,
all assholes.
Oh, I want them to get out. Wait a minute.
I definitely don't want that last thing to happen to her. That's for damn sure.
We overheard some people like in the lobby afterwards like, I was so upset because like everyone was a bad guy. And it's like, yeah.
We want you to think a little bit, Jenny.
That's interesting. Even that dog. That dog was
a bad guy, and that made me sad.
I didn't know that the guy who masterfully brought the character Money to life was also the guy from
It Follows.
It Follows. Yeah. He was the tool bag guy in that movie.
The tool bag guy?
Not the friend zone guy, but the other guy. The neighbor kid with the long hair and the plaid.
You just had long hair in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had cornrows in this one.
Yeah, that's why you couldn't tell.
Oh.
That's my bitch in there. Of course I care.
A great cast of characters.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Good movie. I feel like the trailers kind of like... The trailers made me think like the old man was like very like snarky. Because it has that whole like bit where like, now you're gonna see what I see. But he doesn't say that in the movie.
Yeah, that's not.
He just turns off the lights and he really doesn't say anything
until the end of the movie.
He's just very like menacing and like, which is cool.
Yeah, he was really good.
I think when we saw it, we thought he was the guy from Avatar. I'm pretty sure he's not the guy from Avatar.
He is the guy from Avatar.
Yeah, he is.
He is the guy from Avatar. Stephen Lane from Avatar. That's what his Wikipedia says.
Oh, he is from Avatar. Damn it. What else? Oh, Terminator. Yeah, he was in Terminator. That's right. Goddamn.
And The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Never saw that.
I wanted to see that.
Me too.
You should see Don't Breathe. It's a good horror movie.
Yeah, it's a good horror movie. I don't know.
It's a good movie too.
I'd be interested to know in what, because Evil Dead feels like eons ago, and I'd imagine this guy was doing something in between there. Were they going to do an Evil Dead movie, and then they're like, we're going to make this TV show instead?
I think they're still working on it. his Evil Dead sequel. I think from what I read, like he was working on, but then like they ran to like some studio stuff, so he was like, I'll work on this small thing that I've been wanting to do now that I have like this repetition from this movie.
Right, because Stars is doing the Ash vs. the Evil Dead show. And...
Have you been watching that?
No, I don't have Stars.
Oh, yeah.
Have you?
No.
Yeah, so no one has Stars.
I saw it. It just came out on DVD, and I saw it at the store, and I was like, I want to buy that, because I like Bruce Campbell a lot, but I didn't buy it. But I really want to watch it.
The people tell me it's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's good. Don't Breathe is good. You should go watch it.
Don't Breathe is good.
So let's talk about September. Oh, well, actually, no, you guys, we're a little late because this podcast is late. So we got to talk about Morgan, which came out.
Morgan.
What is she?
What's Morgan? I don't fucking know.
So a movie not directed by Ridley Scott, but produced by Ridley Scott and directed by his son.
Oh, yeah.
Diddley Scott.
So the trailer's obviously been like, who is Morgan?
Okay,
what the fuck is this movie?
So Morgan's about basically Kate Mar's character is she goes to this like
recover her career after Fantastic Four.
She goes to this like facility in the woods where they're creating this like artificial person named Morgan, and Morgan is special. How? I'll get into it later. Wait, we don't ever get into it in the movie. Shit. So yes, basically she goes to visit Morgan because Morgan, like she did.
Kate Mara's character is basically damage control for the corporation that this whole thing is funded by. And there's an incident where one of the caretakers who's looking after Morgan, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh, is in there talking to her, and Morgan is confined to this cell, and Morgan wants to go outside, and Morgan isn't really talking during this interaction, but Jennifer Jason Leigh is just talking about that and how she knows Morgan wants to go outside, and then Morgan just loses it and stabs her in the eye a bunch of, because they're eating dinner or whatever. She just stabs her in the eye a bunch of times, and so then when Kate Mara shows up, everyone's like, no, Morgan's a good girl. That just
because they've all developed like this relationship with Morgan because they've all grown and they all like
their child.
Yeah, they all treat her with like this daughter thing, and there's like it's like a group of like 8-10 people I'd say who are all looking after her.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell because this movie is just
there's the two who are hooking up. There's the hippie chick. There's the one. The chef. There's Toby Jones.
There's the
and then there's
head doctor.
Yeah, so about 7 or 8.
Yeah, and they're all like super protective for like, oh, Morgan, she's special, and it's like we don't really get what's special about her, and they keep telling Kate Mara like, you're gonna see something special in Morgan. She's so special and great. She can see things and do things, and like. What could she do? Like,
she was psychic, kind of.
Yeah, she was.
She liked opera music.
So, yeah, she's kind of.
She had like telekinesis?
No, let me explain this to you. So she has like some psychic abilities. She can't move stuff with her mind. She can't read your thoughts, but she like can. She like knows like your personal relationship with your daughter by looking at you. Like a therapist shows up to like analyze her like her thought process, like if she's like thinking like a real person, and she's like, "I see you haven't been seeing your daughter recently."
You have a daughter. Like, she's 13. You don't get to see her very much anymore.
And he's like, bitch, how dare you for one? And
is there like, someone inside you?
So it's like, okay, what use is that? Like strategically, and why is that her power? And then, like, it never builds off that.
She's got, like, she's a fat... Because she's, like, she grows quickly. Because she's, in the spans of time, she's 5 years old. But she looks like
20?
An 18-year-old. Yeah. So she progresses really quickly through things that are difficult for humans. She just leaps and bounds over them, I guess.
Reminds me of Splice.
Yeah.
Unlike Splice, it doesn't go there.
No one fucks her.
No one fucks Morgan, thankfully. But, like, that's another thing in this movie is, like, everything feels very paper thin. It honestly felt like it was the first draft of the script. Because nothing's really, like... There's no, like, point, like, what is Morgan? What are we doing here? Creating artificial life. It's just like, it's Morgan. She's pretty special.
You make it sound like an independent movie.
It feels like it in a weird way. But
Old Daddy Ridley Scott gave some.
But independent movies really I feel like they're more of like on like the thoughtful side of it. This felt like it tried to be like a cool action-y thing, especially towards the end.
Yeah,
but like it never really had like the like thought behind it that really made it. It
didn't feel compelling at all.
Yeah.
It never felt like, because usually these fucking AI movies, they're like, what is it to be alive?
Right.
What constitutes human emotion? And it never does that. It's just like, oh yeah, don't take Morgan away. We all like her a lot. It's like,
she's killing everyone.
Oh,
jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez, Morgan. Being crazy.
I want to spoil, I think we spoiled every single movie, but I want to spoil who the therapist is, because I don't think he was in the trailers at all.
No.
It's Paul Giamatti. Yeah, that's the best part.
The therapist scene is terrible.
They have the thing is they have to do this psych eval for her to see if she's like a passable person or something, or see if she's controllable. And so they're like, we got this therapist, he's gonna come talk to you. And there's a good scene where, because she's in this cell and there's a glass wall, and he's like, well, I can't sit on this side of the glass wall. If I have to sit behind a glass wall, it's already failed the psych eval. And it's like, well, I guess you're right, go sit across from her then. And this is after she's attacked Jennifer Jason Leigh, and so you think it's gonna be okay, but then Paul Giamatti starts antagonizing this superhuman.
Like, he begins like normally, but then like out of nowhere, he just starts yelling at her like, Morgan, what would you do? How would you feel if I told them to fucking kill you?
He doesn't say the F word.
Well, like, he's like, what if I told them to end your life? What if I told them to
terminate you? What would you do?
What would you do if I told them you couldn't go outside or see your friends?
She's freaking out, and she's like, I don't know how, what is
and
the correct response for that?
He starts screaming at her, and there's no build up to it, and then she fucking kills him. And
she bites his throat out.
She bites his throat out. And it's like, how could Morgan do this? Like, could you blame her? And then he was antagonizing her for no reason.
The one hippie lady wasn't given clearance to be there for the psych eval, so she's just sitting up outside the bunker waiting for the results to be there, and then Morgan stumbles out with a bloody face, and she's like, Morgan!
And then they're all like, okay, we're gonna spoil Morgan, because you're not gonna fucking watch Morgan.
So, there's a twist at the end of this movie, but they telegraph it so
Carrie called it
almost immediately, and I feel like everyone did, because there's this
Carrie, there was only 2 other people in the theater with us.
There's this head scientist lady, and Kate Mara is sitting down for dinner with them, and this is the moment that clicked for me, and Kate Mara was like, oh, it's nice to finally meet you, and the head scientist lady is like, we haven't met before? And it's like, wait a minute. And then I was like, Toby Jones went through this whole sequence about talking about the different iterations of
one of my favorite parts of that was when he explains Morgan to her, like, in so much detail. He's like, and that's what Morgan is. And she's like, yeah, I know. I read the
leaflet.
So he explains everything to the audience, and she's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
So
then he's talking about how the first one just died immediately, and the second one had emotional issues, but now we have Morgan, because she has all the powers, but she can maintain human emotions.
And a funny thing about Kate Mara's character is she's very emotionless.
Cold and icy to everyone, and then I was like, I think Kate Mara is that other
is a
robot.
Morgan.
And she is.
She's a Morgan. Yeah, she was sent there to kill Morgan, pretty much.
This movie sounds really dull.
It was pretty dull.
And and then towards like the end, like Morgan escapes.
Morgan is offing everybody because Paul Giamatti is like, it's like, these people aren't your friends. They keep you locked up in a cage. Would friends treat you like that? And she's like, I don't know. I don't know. And then they're like, they're gonna kill her, and so they knock her out with some sort of knockout syringe, and then all of them are like, I can't do it, I don't want to kill Morgan. So then she wakes up and she's like, you were gonna fucking kill me, what the? And then she just starts killing everyone except the one hippie lady who she had a real connection with, and then she kind of like kidnaps her, and then
And then they go into the woods like, this is what I want. I want to be in the woods.
Oh yeah, because there's a very of mice and men thing where Morgan's like, tell me about the lake again. the hippie lady tells her about, we're going to go to the lake. It's the most beautiful lake you've ever seen. And we're going to just be there together. You're going to be free.
Meanwhile, Kate Mara shows up and she just starts beating the shit out of Morgan.
Yeah, she's judo master.
And like, you don't know that she's like a Morgan at this point. So like, and I honestly didn't want her to be that because I felt she would be more compelling if she was like this badass who could like handle Morgan like biting and like throwing her around and like beating the shit out of her. She like gets like a tree branch shoved through her body.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, man, that's badass. I wish she wasn't
so
a robot.
Badass.
And then yeah, she kills Morgan and it's like, okay,
did she find out she killed Morgan before or after?
After, because she kills Morgan and then the hippie chick's like, you killed her, and then Kate Mara kills the hippie chick.
Oh yeah.
And then she walks out of the woods, and then like,
so there's this dynamic between, because everyone is like, oh, Morgan's our child, basically, I love her, and then the chef is like, I don't know, that thing kind of creeps me out. So he's like the sensible one, I guess, because he's not a scientist at all, and he tries to like get with Kate Mara, and she's just not
like
into
immediately.
It. Yeah, and so it's like, oh, she doesn't have emotions, and so she was like driving with him.
That's why she turned that guy down after she met him for 5 minutes.
Yeah, because she's an emotionless robot, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But this best line delivery ever, where she walks out of the forest covered in blood,
holding a shotgun.
And the chef's just like, what happened?
And then she just fucking kills him.
What happened?
And she kills him?
Yeah, she kills him.
Yep.
And then she drives away, and then she reports to her bosses, and it's like,
yeah, it just cuts to a business meeting where they're like, well, I mean, she killed a lot of people, but she's still a great robot.
Well, that's it. We're not going to make any more Morgans, but we're going to make a lot more Kate Maras.
The Kate Mara
the emotionless robots. Robot peoples. So it's just like stupid. And then it has this scene at the end where like she mimics like a weird arm movement that Morgan did.
There's this thing where she has her hands placed on the table in front of her, and then she flips them over, and that's when she goes into rage, and then Kate Mara's sitting at some fucking diner. And
is it when she goes into rage? Because it felt like she just kind of did that. Like that was
because she did that right before she stabbed the lady's eye, and I think she did that right before she bit Paul Giamatti's throat out.
I don't know. But then what would be the significance of doing it when you're just like at a fucking coffee shop?
Yeah. Where's my appetizer?
So yeah, she does this like weird hand move that's like not explained like what it is, which makes me feel like this movie wasn't really like it should have been. Maybe get another writer to like expand on all these ideas you have, because like it could have been a fine movie, but like nothing's like there's no meat to it.
It sounds like a dumb bad movie.
It's not bad.
It looks really pretty.
It just doesn't sound cool at all.
It looks pretty.
Yeah,
it has that foggy, dark gray and rich greens aesthetic that I like, of just like a cloudy forest, because that's where this science place is. But otherwise, boring. It felt like it wanted to be like one of those Nolan movies that when you watch it again, you're like, oh, that's where they had a clue to the twist. She's a Morgan
the whole time.
Oh, but it wasn't. It wasn't clever enough.
There's no reason anyone should see this movie, and apparently no one did, because me and Carrie went to see it, and we were the only people in the theater
to be
until
fair,
like the last 5 minutes.
They didn't really push this thing at all.
I don't think so.
They didn't push this thing at all. Yeah, it was.
Which is a shame, because they had a lot of good people in this movie.
Yeah, because I mean, it had Toby Jones and Paul Giamatti, and I love them. And then it had two people from Sherlock in it, and I was excited about that. And Kate Mara is good, but...
And the one Morgan girl, I can't remember her name.
Oh, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, she's good.
I believe.
Yeah, this sounds like a really...
real good cast for a real, just mediocre movie.
Yeah, not...
Let's move on from the Ridley Scott movie. Ridley Scott movie. Let's talk about a thing.
Let's get back to the sausage party.
An actual auteur. Let's talk about Rob Zombie. So now, because again, this is late. We talked about Morgan because it came out in September, and I didn't see it, but you guys saw it. So let's move on to the other stuff that's coming out that we haven't seen. 31 came out in very limited release. I think it was out for one day in the movie theaters. Yeah, Rob Zombie. Did any of you, apart from the Halloween movies, have you guys seen any other Rob Zombie movies?
I have not seen a single Rob Zombie movie.
I almost watched House of Salem the other night. But
oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Rob Zombie's just been making movies, and no one's watching them.
I want to watch Devil's Rejects, because I feel like that one...
Devil's Rejects is fantastic. I love that movie.
But, yeah, I haven't really
seen it. Has some weird moments in it. And, like, House of a Thousand Corpses, which is... I mean, it's a sequel to that. And... yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses is a really weird music video. That's what I'll call it. But yeah, this movie, I don't know anything about this movie. I think it probably has Sherry Moon Zombie. It probably has Malcolm McDowell. Yeah. I don't know. We're probably going to shoot through a lot of these because there's a lot of things that we're not really interested here.
No.
Like Sully.
Not Sully. In any of these.
Does anyone here know of the story about this guy?
Yeah. It's the dude who landed the plane on the Hudson.
Yeah, the story that was real popular for a week and then something else happened. In 2009. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's a movie. The time is finally here.
Directed by Clint Eastwood.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is something that Clint Eastwood would
I was talking about this movie and I was like, you know, Tom Hanks always brings these emotional powerhouse performances every year and I never see any of them. It's like last year it was Bridge of Spies and then all the ones before that.
What's weird about this movie is like
Saving Mr. Banks? Yeah, that was a year before that, I think.
What people like are going into this movie is to see the sequence of him landing the plane, right?
I guess.
But isn't that would happen like at the beginning of the movie, and then the rest of the movie would just be him talking about it.
I don't think people are going and be like, "We're getting sick plane."
Yeah, I don't think people saw Titanic to see the boat. Well, actually, they kind of did see.
I feel like that's what the trailers like led me to think. Like, is that what I'm looking forward to in this movie? Besides serious Tom Hanks, I don't know. That
seems a lot like Bridge of Spies.
From what I remember of this incident, it was like a very cut and dry thing where it was this guy. The plane got fucked up, landed on the river, and everyone was like, dude, you're a hero. And he's like, I'm not a hero. I was just doing my job. But in the movie, it's like...
This grand conspiracy. There was like...
yeah, they're like investigating him and all this, so maybe that happened. I don't know.
I know nothing about it. Maybe it sounds more... honestly, like, it sounds more interesting to read the Wikipedia article, this whole event, than watching this movie.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Disappointments. Does anyone here know anything about it?
There's a room in the house, and the lady tries to find the key, can't find the key, finds the key, fucked up stuff in there.
Kate Beckinsale. She's in this. I love Kate Beckinsale.
All you need to know about this movie is that it's got based on true events in the trailer.
Thank God. I was worried.
I like Kate Beckinsale for the most shallow fucking reasons. She's very pretty. I really like her. Moving on. Bridget Jones. I don't think any of you here saw a Bridget Jones movie.
Nope. All right,
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch, here we go.
This is the movie I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Much.
Drew, oh fuck, man, I love this director, and I forgot his name. Good job, George. Director of You're Next, and The Guest, and that one short in VHS with the fucking video eye. But yes, Blair Witch. This was originally titled as The Woods, and then eventually Adam Wingard, of course. God damn it. But yeah, it eventually then came out that, it's actually Blair Witch when they were doing the press screenings. And then they were like, oh, here it is. And I've heard fantastic things.
Oh, yeah. I was surprised.
People I trust. I would consider them my friends. And they said, it's good. So yeah.
Really good.
Really fucking good. So why do you guys what do you guys feel about the Blair Witch? The original.
I really like it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but... when I saw it, I hadn't seen any found footage before, and it's like, I don't know, because when I was watching it, I felt like it was subtle enough, and then weird stuff was happening, and it was tense, but I really liked it.
That's the thing I remember about it. It was so subtle that I was like, I don't know what's... like.
Yeah, it seemed for me, it worked, because it was like this weird pile of rocks outside their tent, and then they're lost, and then their friend is... gone, and then she's like, I threw the map in the river.
Yeah, it's not like Paranormal Activity shit. Like, that thing is a little bit more out there. Like, clearly weird shit's happening, but this thing, I remember being like, if this, like, it kind of solely, like...
This was, like, about the moment, because, like, when this came out, people didn't these kind of films were not popular.
People
thought this was like a real documentary, and that's what scared people.
And I think that's why it works, because it's just like, this is just kind of weird, and then until the end it's like, okay, no, this is really...
I rewatched this...
Like, it escalates quickly towards the end.
I rewatched this recently because I wasn't ever really a fan of this, and like, it still doesn't...
I didn't get the ending.
It still doesn't scare you, but I really appreciate it. Like, especially like focusing like on like all the like when they're in the tent and all like the sound effects, like you hear like babies crying. Yeah. And like all like these weird sounds, and it's like, what the hell? I must have seen it like
5 to 6 years ago. I should rewatch that, actually.
You should. I have it on DVD. I didn't even know I had it on DVD. But yeah, it's...
And I don't know much about this. I just heard good words. I trust the director, and that's all I know about it. And I'm excited for it.
I'm very excited. If it's... Because we need a more good...
Ryan, you don't like Your Next, though, so...
I don't like not like it. I just think it's fine. And I think... I don't know.
Adam Wingard's Tumblr. Man, that's a weird Tumblr.
Oh, yeah, you showed me that Tumblr. That's a weird Tumblr.
That's a weird Tumblr.
You know, like what you like, man. Just keep making good movies.
Death Note, coming soon, I guess, directing it. He's
directing it. This is
the director of
the
Death
guy
Note.
Who brought you Blair Witch brings you Death Note.
Yeah.
On Netflix. Carrie's favorite anime that Carrie definitely finished because I told her about it.
I watched all 2 seasons.
Carrie, there's 3 seasons.
You're out of your mind.
Oh, man.
The Guest. Have you guys seen The Guest?
I have not seen The Guest.
It's a very good movie. Yeah,
it's more of an action thing, right?
Yes, that's the thing. I walked into it going into thought it was a horror movie. It's an action movie.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But it's like a weird, slow, like it feels like it's like a horror. It's a thriller. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like it has like that sort of like weird vibe, like 80s. Like there's this like someone's coming, and he plays totally cool, and it's like, whoa, he's fucking weird, and it just does that very well.
Well, yeah, this guy's good at like starting off small and then like towards the end getting everything like going crazy. That's like what Your Next. What Your Next was all about. It was like a big setup, and then towards the end of Your Next, it was all like crazy good stuff.
I don't know if
and that's what Blair Witch should be, and that's why I think this is
totally.
Good.
I don't remember if he did a movie for the first VHS.
He did
for the second one because he's in it. He's in the one with the eye.
Oh, was he Eye Guy?
He's Eye Guy.
Oh wow.
Oh. Okay. Which I didn't like. I thought that was okay. That was an okay.
That was okay. It was. I thought it was the weakest of that.
Me too.
Film. Yeah. It was good,
especially that one.
That VHS 2 was good.
I remember when I used to not like that movie. Oh,
really?
Yeah, I told you when we saw it, like, me and Don Joe rented it, and I couldn't finish watching it. Like I really grossed out, like, towards... There's the one...
Oh, yeah, because we watched it on Halloween.
And I was like, I've never finished this fucking movie. And then we finished it together, I was like, holy fucking shit, this movie's incredible, holy shit.
They're making a full film after the first short in the first VHS movie.
When they do that. I hate that they're doing that with the fucking nun from The Conjuring. They're making a whole movie about it. It's like, fucking leave it alone. Like,
I mean, Adam Wingard also directed an episode of the finale for the Scream series of season 1.
Oh,
he did that.
That was not.
I mean, come on, like it's just. It seems like we need a horror guy.
If you're working on, like, you can only make an episode of Scream so good. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I hate that.
Right,
show,
like you would imagine you have so many people like pulling your strings. Like, hey, Wes Craven told me. Like he said, like Wes Craven asked him to do it. I was like, sure,
I'll do whatever Wes Craven says. But yeah, that show's not good.
No.
I mean, you probably tried your best, dude, but there's no saving
that show. Dude who is definitely listening to this. You did your best.
You did your best. I appreciate you, and I'm going to love the movie when I see it next week.
And now let's go to a bunch of movies we know nothing about, don't care about. Magnificent Seven.
It's a Western movie with Chris Pratt and...
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington, yes.
There's someone else that's famous in there. I can't remember.
The trailer looks like
probably 5 other famous people.
The trailer looks like the Hateful Eight trailer.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
but I don't know if Hateful Eight was like
a spin
of Magnificent Seven. Yeah. So it's like people were like, "Oh, you're ripping off the Hateful Eight trailer," and I was like,
"No." It sounds like Quentin Tarantino would know about. Yeah, it seems like that's a thing.
Yeah,
and this is a thing of the actual thing. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing: I don't like westerns.
Me neither.
And I don't.
I
just don't like that whole aesthetic.
I've gotten in a western mood. Because I loved Hateful Eight. I did not expect
I haven't
to
seen
like
it yet.
it. And I saw that movie in theaters 3 times.
Really?
And it's
That's
almost a 3-hour-long movie.
movie.
And I watched that, and then I watched Bone Tomahawk. And so now I'm like on a western
I've heard that.
But I don't know. Because like I've watched 2 western movies that I really, really liked. So I don't think that really constitutes
A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night is a very good western. And it's also a scary movie. Yeah. Oh. It's a Israeli vampire horror western.
But does it have Kurt Russell in it?
It does.
I think it might just be that I like Kurt Russell in old-timey garb, because he's in both those movies.
Kurt Russell's very good.
I think that... Nope, I'm on a Kurt Russell
He
kick.
plays a planet in a movie that comes out in May.
Gotta go watch Vanilla Sky. Kurt Russell's in that movie.
No.
Yeah, he's there. Well, actually, I don't even know if any of you guys know anything about Vanilla Sky.
I know that it's Tom Cruise and his face gets fucked up.
Yeah, I really like that movie.
And it's a shot-for-shot remake of Abre los Ojos.
Yes, which I watched after the fact, and I don't like. I still like the other movie better. I'm weird. I really like Vanilla Sky.
It's on my list. I'm gonna get to it eventually.
It's so fucking...
This next movie is going to deliver a lot of joy to us. It's Storks by Blue Sky.
No, it's not.
By
Warner Brothers Animation Studio.
Oh, son of a bitch.
So after the success of the Lego Movie, Warner Brothers opened up an animation studio because they're like, oh, I guess this is a thing we should be doing now. And now we have Storks.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I don't know much about it, but
let's moving on. Miss Peregrine's home for
Peregrines.
Peregrines home
Pernigers.
Home for peculiar children. So this is a Tim Burton joint, right?
Yeah. It stars Miss Pomegranate and her home for children
and her special cool children.
They got her school for extraordinary children. Has that joke been made yet?
No.
Okay, cool.
Ava Green?
Yes.
Oh, fucking goddamn, I love Ava Green. God damn it. She's like the one, like, man, God, she's the only good part of that Sin City sequel.
Oh, yeah?
She's in that movie.
You saw that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was watching it with our friend Greg, and Greg forgot, and he stood me up, so I went for something. I guess I'm just watching this. Oh, man. Ava Green's like one of those people like, nah, fuck. Like, I'm just like, ooh, she's so fucking hot. Holy fucking shit, dude. Ava Green's great. And she's great in Penny Dreadful.
Dark Shadows.
I forgot about that movie. So, does anyone here know anything about this movie? I only know it because there's a standee in the movie theater we go every day.
It's based on a YA novel, and it's a YA trilogy, so be looking forward to that.
Right, a little late for that.
Get ready for 2 movies that will never be made.
Yeah, but I never read the book. I go past the box set all the time because it's like, I don't remember the names of the other books, but they're cool because it's like the books were written because this guy who was a friend of John Green, I believe, because I remember when I used to be into John Green and I was watching his videos and he was talking about how his author friend found a box of creepy pictures of children and then wrote the book around that or something like that, something weird and convoluted like that. But so then, I don't know, it just...
When did this book series hit it big? How long ago?
I want to say like 2010.
Oh shit, that's way too long.
Yeah, I haven't thought of it. The sequels and stuff just came out more recently. Okay. So like the first one kind of like during the when John Green was super big too. So it was like, but like before the Tiffios movie. So like in the John Green book. Popular.
Remember when they made the Percy Jackson movie?
No.
I
don't remember that.
And then they took like 3 to 4 years to make the sequel.
I don't remember that at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was so confused. Like, why is there a sequel to this mediocre movie now? Of all times. Like, it's because Harry Potter's over. Everyone thinks, like, we gotta be the next ones.
No, Harry Potter was over for a long time after.
Man, I don't even remember. So,
I want to say, because, like, this movie looks, like, very Tim Burton, all that bullshit, but I watched Big Fish for the first time the other night. That's a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about... I don't know nothing about it.
But that was so good, and it didn't have to be all fucking...
No, yeah, we're talking about Tim Burton, like, real Tim Burton movie, like an actual Tim Burton movie. I know that much about Big Fish. Like, that was, like...
That movie was so
this guy's actually good.
And then you watch the stuff that he does now, and I'm just like, what happened?
It's like something died, and like he became super cynical or something.
What
and
happened? good because like there's moments in Big Fish where it's like, oh, that's real Tim Burton. Like when the dad is talking about how he had a big growth spurt and he had to be bedridden and he was hooked up to this contraption and it looked very Edward Scissorhands, and it's like, there's Tim Burton. Or there's like the weird suburban town and it's like, there's a little bit of Tim Burton, but then the rest of it was just subtle and nice, and it wasn't all like
yeah, that and Ed Wood is probably his actual best Tim Burton movies.
Yeah. Sorry, just wanted to throw that out.
No, yeah, I totally need to see that. Like, that's the one. Like, that's a good Tim Burton movie. There's probably another one I'm missing from that. I mean, did he direct Sweeney Todd?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a good Tim Burton movie.
That is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I know. Like, it has the eccentricities of a Tim Burton movie, but that one's actually it does it well. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, Masterminds. Fuck, why did I write down Masterminds? Masterminds. Movie from 2015.
It's being released now.
It's being released now because the company I think is either in bankruptcy now, and they have to like just release this thing, or I don't know. Zach Galifianakis.
Christian Wiig.
Jason Sudeikis. Owen Wilson. He's in this. Owen Wilson.
Wow.
He's the mastermind.
Just bank safe's huge. Wow.
I don't know about this movie.
No, it's just being released. I'm fascinated to see what it actually is.
Like I remember
Leslie Jones is in it too.
I remember getting trailers for it forever ago, and then I didn't notice that it didn't come out.
Never came out. All I know is because I read an article and I was like, oh fuck, that's crazy. Yeah, like they put their bets in a lot of bad shit. I can't remember what the names, but it reminds me of the studio who, I think it was Hollywood or franchise. The studio that made fucking Battlefield Earth, Ballistic, X vs. Sever, and there was one more really bad movie in that bunch, and then they just fucking tanked them and disappeared from the face of the planet because they just made bad movies. But yeah, Masterminds. That's all I gotta say. I don't know. That's it. That's
what a great movie to end this on.
That's the show. That's a show. Thank you for listening.
Tune in next week. I'll still be mad about Sausage Party.
Mm-hmm. Tune in to Ryan's Twitter account where and if he doesn't tweet about Sausage Party, you can tweet at him.
Tune into me and Ryan tweeting each other about Sausage Party at 7 a.m, just getting pissed off.
I have this deep fear that like I'm gonna like meet like the perfect woman, and it's like, you're amazing. It's like, yeah, my favorite movie is Sausage Party, and I'm like, son of a bitch, you were so close. That's my fear, Carrie. That's how much I hate this movie. Oh, now it will. Now that I've said it,
I love the idea of like. This all comes out like you guys are at a grocery store and I look at this hot dog. It's like, remember the movie with the hot dog?
And then Ryan's just like, and he starts trembling.
It's like, Ryan, think about it, that's probably the funniest movie. Like it zooms in, the funniest movie I've ever seen. I'm just like, we should say other people.
So yeah, for Movies Are Real. I'm George.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Carrie.
Have a great day. Go watch some movie or something. I don't fucking know.
Don't watch Sausage Party.